Hey, greetings everyone. Glenn Kellaway from the basement. GKFTB in the house. How's that for stupid? Um, Today I wanted to kind of give you the backstory on the band and the Dylan getting together and how it all came about. And anybody who's just watched the video I posted last night, this was kind of inspired. This video is inspired by the fact that I ended up with this historic ticket from Dylan and the band at Massey Hall, November 15th, 1965, just prior to the start of the world tour. So let's talk about what both band artist and band were up to. Dylan was the sweetheart of the folk scene, 63. Going into 64, I mean, Dylan was a rocker by heart. He grew up listening to Little Richard and stuff like that. So he was certainly influenced by that music, but the whole folk thing took him over for a while, and that's how he pretty much became famous. But you knew he had his eye on a bigger prize. He wanted to rock, and during that period, he ended up putting together the songs that would come out on Bringing It All Back Home, which is half acoustic, half electric, do the whole Newport thing, Dylan Goes Electric and blows everybody away, using Paul Butterfield Blues Band as his backup band. At the same time, the band, who were known as the Hawks, were the band that played with Ronnie Hawkins in Toronto. They were the kings of the Yonge Street Strip. And in 1963, they decide to leave Ronnie and set out on their own. They focus their attention on New York City. The band goes to New York City, plays some clubs, makes some demos. They befriend at some point a gentleman by the name of John Hammond Jr., who's a blues singer at the time. His father's John Hammond Sr. John Hammond Sr. is the guy who signed Dylan to Columbia and produced his first two albums. So it's all starting to kind of come together a little bit here. The band sends out some demo tapes, and they end up in the hand of a woman named Mary Martin, who works with Albert Grossman, who is Bob Dylan's manager. So at the same time, John Hammond Jr. is recording an album called So Many Roads. It's a blues album, and he enlists the guys from the band to play on it, and he brings in Mike Bloomfield, who is also hanging out with Dylan. He brings in Mike Bloomfield. Mike Bloomfield comes into the session and decides to bow to Robbie Robertson's great skills on the guitar, and I think he was on the sessions, but maybe playing some keyboards or something. I mean, he's a great guitar player. So Dylan, I understand, went to those sessions at some point and kind of got, somewhat familiar with Robbie Robertson. At some point, Mary Martin takes these demo tapes to Albert Grossman, and they decide to go see the band, who were doing a show at a club in New Jersey or something. So they go and watch him. They come back and report to Bob going, "You're looking to put a band together. You should go check these guys out." So Bob ends up getting together with Robbie Robertson, and at the same time asks Mike Bloomfield to join him on what will be his upcoming electric shows. Michael Bloomfield declines the invitation because he is wrapped up with the Butterfield Blues Band and whatever else he's got going on. So Dylan focuses on Robbie Robertson. Robbie ends up telling him, "Hey, you got to have Levon Helm as your drummer. You got to have this. You got to have that." So they end up with the Hawks. They start practicing. They mesh together, and the rest is history. Big time history. One of the great concert tours of all time. Legendary. Started in February of '66. They played this show at Massey Hall in '65, just prior to that, so they're kind of getting warmed up for this big thing. And yeah, so that's it in a nutshell. 5 minutes of history. I hope everyone has a great day today. We will talk soon.